Could you imagine a 152-inch screen on your face? Well, with the new VITURE Luma Pro XR glasses, that's exactly what you get. But shout out to VITURE for sponsoring today's video and sending out their newest Luma Pro XR glasses. What these do is they give you this gigantic display built right into it. So that means you can connect these to things like your smartphone, your laptop, even the Nintendo Switch 2, and you can pretty much see a giant screen anywhere you go. All you really need are the glasses, the USB-C cable that it comes with, and a device that supports display output through the USB-C port. So like your modern smartphone, laptop, you know the deal. Now the USB-C cable that it comes with is a USB-C to a magnetic connector over here with these little pins. So right here on the right side of the glasses, it magnetically attaches, and then you pretty much just plug this thing into any of those devices, put these on, and boom, 152-inch display right on your face.
You look like the coolest person ever.
I don't know if you're joking, but I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Have you been talking to Ari? Because that sounds like shade. That sounds like shade. But all jokes aside, let's take a quick tour of these glasses, right? So up front, you've got your lenses, but as you can tell, they're not your typical lenses. Behind each lens, you've got an OLED display, and this one is 1200p. So that's actually pretty sharp for something that's gonna be this close. And between the two lenses, you've got this little RGB camera, which some features that are gonna be coming soon. On top of those lenses, you've got your adjustments. So if you have myopia, like you suffer from, nearsightedness, you can adjust this so that it feels comfortable for your vision. In the center here, you've got these nose pads that are actually removable, and they include 2 other sizes in the box. So you can pick which one works best for you. You get a total of 3. You even get some replacements for the nose pads. But what's cool about this is that it's magnetic, so you can just pop it in. It makes it really easy to switch out if you happen to be sharing this with someone else. Now you also get these flexible arms, and with these arms, you have speakers built right into it. So these actually fire directly towards your ears, so that's nice. On the left side, you've got your power button, your volume controls, which also controls the brightness. And then on the same right arm, you have your pin connectors, so you can use that USB-C cable that it comes with, and you can connect it to those devices. And you also have an extra button over here to put you into different modes. Now for something like this, you would expect it to be really bulky, but it's actually not. This actually feels really light on the head. It's not like wearing a separate VR headset or anything. These are legitimately XR glasses, and it makes moving around with them super easy. So once I've got them on, I plug this in. If I get something like my phone over here, all I gotta do is plug it in there and boom. I'm seeing a mirrored version of my screen right now, and it's crazy. Like, it's just a gigantic version of what I'm looking at over here. But what's impressive about these glasses is really just how bright they are. These can get really bright, which is usually not a strong point for some of these headsets or glasses. So this is actually really nice. Did you guys hear the volume?
Yeah.
That's actually really, really good for some glasses. Let's play one of our videos. You guys, we finally got our hands on a brand new Nintendo. So let's unbox this new Switch and check out some dope new accessories. Yo, this is kind of crazy. So the viewing experience here is wild. And now they've got this little button on the right side. I told you, it controls a couple of different modes. And when you press it, this button right here drops what they call an electrochromic film. And with this button, basically, it allows you to be able to see through the glasses and the content. Or if you drop the film, it blacks it out so that your content comes in super clean, nothing in the background to disrupt the image. You just get a full solid view of whatever you're watching. I mean, this is dope if you're traveling, like let's say you're on the plane or you've got like a long commute. This is just a really nice way to just watch content on a big screen. And it's not like you're completely secluded from the rest of the world. You're not aware of your surroundings because they're glasses. Like, I can see y'all right now.
And it's more low-key than having like a VR.
Exactly. Because I mean, if you wear something like the Vision Pro, sure, that's cool and all, but everybody's looking at you like, oh man, look at this guy. With this, you're just wearing some shades and nobody has to know. But you know what? Speaking of like traveling, one thing that's gonna be dope is like, let's say you connect this to your MacBook, right? Now, of course, with a Mac, you can mirror the display or you can extend it. So I'm able to see a completely different window than you guys are. Now, what's nice about this is that you get this huge display. But let's say you're on the plane or maybe you're on a train and you're trying to do some work. You don't want somebody else looking over your shoulder at what you've got going on. You can just view whatever you're viewing right through here without anybody knowing what's going on. So for the sake of privacy, this is actually a really good move. I know you like that, Gene.
I'm scared outside. Do you feel any lag?
Nah, this isn't laggy at all. It's actually super smooth. This supports 120 hertz. I mean, this is a wired connection, so this is smooth. Who's first? Gene.
Yeah.
Gene's like, yeah, me.
This is good. And the sound quality is good also. Like, I didn't expect this to be.
It's like right there, right? Let me help you out here too. This might make it a little bit easier to. You still have the video?
Yeah.
So you can just kind of like completely be all in.
No, this is cool. How many of these that we have?
That's the only one. Feature, hook us up.
This is what I was talking about to Oscar. Like, do you also like for like future thing? I feel like after phone, having like small glasses that can have that kind of quality would be maybe the other level that we will have as like tech that will change everything.
Glasses, I agree for sure.
The future will be in the glasses, and I'm hyped for this. Oh. There's so many scenarios that we can have something like this. You can be editing, you can be reading, so many things.
But Gene is definitely right. There are going to be multiple use cases for something like this. And I think one of my favorites is this. So one of the big things is being able to use this with the new Switch. And with this guy right here, this is the VITURE Pro mobile dock. So you can take something like this, plug it directly into your Switch. And just like that, you have a full-on dock for the Switch for the glasses. And while it's being used like this, it's also charging the Switch at the same time. So here's what's dope. When you plug this in, you can see all of the content of the Switch on like a giant display. Yo, this is so nice. That's actually giving me a good idea. Like you can travel with this. Like if you have this in like one of those slings for like, you know, the Switch and whatnot, you can basically just game on the go with your glasses. It's like another level for the Switch. The portability and the size? Oscar, you come check this out, bro. So just jump right into like a match. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, this is pretty nice. Like the colors are so
Vibrant.
they're so vibrant. Yeah. Is this as big as the screen gets, or can it go bigger?
I think that's as big as it gets.
Okay.
What about the
So
sound?
good. No, yeah, the audio is really nice. It's like Gene said, it's like 3D audio. It's like a good sound stage to it.
All right. That's enough gaming for you, bro. Get back to work.
Get back to work.
5 minutes later.
These colors are nuts. All right, listen, you see, we turn on the Switch and we're all getting derailed now. What's dope here is that you got another USB-C port over here that supports another pair of glasses. So if you're playing like a 2-player game or something, like if we're doing Smash Brothers, you can jump on with 2 glasses, 2 controllers, and you're both getting the same giant screen experience. So if you own the Switch 2, that's a dope setup. But they sent over something else. They've got this mobile controller here that they actually worked with 8-Bit Do. Now, you guys know 8-Bit Do, they come right with the accessories. So this is actually the first XR compatible mobile controller. All you do is you plug in your device. Let me take off my giant case here. But the setup is simple. You plug it into the USB-C port, prop that down, and then boom. You are connected. So whether you want to play mobile games straight from the App Store or you want to use like remote play and you access your library on like your Xbox or PlayStation, you can actually pull this up, play with the controller, and see everything on the giant XR glasses. And that's like a whole nother level, right? Now, last but not least, they also sent over this guy. Now, this is a small adapter so that you can go ahead and use the glasses and charge like your mobile device at the same time. But this also unlocks a couple of other cool features. One of which is being able to turn like regular content into 3D content. It's kind of like what we've seen Apple do with like spatial video. You unlock that with this. It also allows you to do like head tracking with the glasses. And guys, real quick, Future Judd here. I've actually been able to mess around with those features a little bit more, and they're actually really cool. That 3D immersion feature works surprisingly well with like any kind of content. We don't shoot in 3D here whatsoever, but I was able to pull up some YouTube videos. It's crazy the depth that your eyes can detect when it has both those frames being projected to both eyes. It actually looks really good, and that's with no special effects or software. So like any kind of content you want to watch, you're actually able to perceive it in 3D. And it even works with like our regular content. So like photos that you might have taken or videos that you might have taken in your library. You can pull it up all on the glasses and you see them in that 3D effect. Now, because of the way it works, I can't really demonstrate it for you guys, but the 3D here is actually legit and it's pretty easy to tap into. Now, something else that's pretty cool, I mentioned that this thing has head tracking, and that unlocks a couple of really cool features that you can even use with your computer. So let's say I have something like my MacBook Pro over here. You guys can see my regular setup, I use multiple monitors, and when I throw these guys on, I can actually have a full-blown triple monitor setup over here. And you guys can see I'm like moving my head around because the head tracking allows me to see multiple windows. But right now I've got this window mirrored right on my glasses. And when I look over to the left, I've got another window over here. And when I look over to the right, I've got an entirely different window. And you can't even see those windows over here. I can just drag one of these windows over and now it's over here. And then I can take it all the way to the left. So if you liked having a multiple monitor setup, but you're just using like a laptop, you can actually get that to work. And it's actually really, really cool. It works well. You can actually change the different orientations. You can have different display setups. This is one of those features that could really add a lot of value from like a productivity standpoint, especially for like a coder and you like having that like vertical setup. This will definitely be useful there. When I heard about the feature, I was like, how are they gonna pull this thing off? But now that I've been trying it, it's actually really cool. But in order to unlock these kind of features, you do need to download the app. And it does all that through this Spacewalker app that VITURE has. So with this app, you can actually unlock quite a few things. You can watch Netflix on here. It basically gives you access to all of the apps that you would want. This thing is wild. I didn't expect the screen to look that good. And there's gonna be multiple versions of this. Right here, we've got the Luma Pro. I think there's a Luma Pro, Luma Ultra, and there's one called the Beast, which is, as you'd expect, the craziest one. But this is absolutely insane, really cool way to like consume content. But like Gene said, this is super low key if you want to travel and watch content without like looking strange. I'll have links down below for you guys to check it out. What are your thoughts? Let me know with a comment down below and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is gonna be nice for watching content around like the kids. Like if they're like doing something and I don't want to watch TV in front of them, I can just watch it here instead.
Your own man cave.
Yes, a portable man cave. I love that.